Hello everybody, my name is Rolak. Welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie. In the last episode, we ventured into Mumbo's Mountain, collected everything there was to collect there, and yeah, that's pretty much all we did. It's a very easy level, being the first world, obviously. And in today's episode, we are going to be heading over to this painting and getting the next one done. To remove pieces that you have already put down, press the down C button, but once the picture is complete, all the pieces are stuck there permanently. So I don't know why you would want to do this at any point whatsoever, considering you can also just leave the painting by pressing B, but there's never really any reason to do this. Especially for this one, because unless you complete this level, unless you complete this picture, you can't progress any further into the game, so it's kind of needed, but eh. And doing so will open up our next world, being Treasure Trove Cove. Alrighty. Now, it's not in this room. Pictures for worlds and the worlds they actually open will never really be in the same room after the first one. They're going to be practically scattered across the entire lair, being in very different places. And now we're in the sewer system, or at least the... Well, I like to call this part of the sewer because, you know. Yeah, unlike Banjo-Tooie, there's not really much of a descriptor for each of the area you go into, so we'll have to get a little creative there. If we go on here, we're grabbing another one of Mumbo's tokens. Nothing else for us up here. And activate this guy. There's another magic cauldron. It's not the same one we had before. This one's more of a deeper red. This guy will not be appearing for another couple of rooms and much, much later. Let's also grab this. Lucky you! I'm an invulnerability feather. Bottles will tell you more. Not until the next level, but still helpful. Alright, and there's not much else. The next note door is up here, but we need 180 notes for that. And to do so, we'll be needing to go into the next world, which is down here. Commonly given away by the little ominous, spooky red eyes hovering over a little entrance will always indicate the entrance to a world. It's a nice little giveaway, but it's kind of unnecessary at some points, but okay. Not much for us to do in this little subsection here, so let's go ahead and head into Treasure Trove Cove. Right. Ahoy there! This be Treasure Trove Cove. There be 2 new moves for ye to find. Okay, Bottles, you don't need to go into that too much. Now then, Treasure Trove Cove has something, a little guy known as Snacker. Snacker is, without a doubt, the best form of tutorial in this entire game, or at least a lesson learned for gaming, because that blue Jinjo there, I would say, is probably the best learning experience for any new player. Because, just think about it. You first enter the world. You see 4 notes, you think, oh, easy, and then you see a blue Jinjo down there. And you also think, oh, this is going to be easy. But as soon as you step into the water, you hear this menacing music, and then this guy pops up and starts chasing you in the water. Obviously, you would be terrified, but it also teaches the player a very valuable lesson in not trusting everything that you can see. Snacker gives the player a very obvious indication that the water is not safe, therefore creating a hazard. It's hard to explain as is, but this is probably one of the best ways to introduce a threat or a hazard in a game, because it immediately gives a player the notion that it's not safe to be in the water. Snacker can be defeated, but it's annoying to do so. Nonetheless, you just hit him with some eggs. And yeah, there really isn't much reason to go into the water for most of the level, but we'll just ignore that for now. Let's go ahead and find our first Jiggy. That's a great voice crack there. Go ahead and find our first Jiggy with this fella over here.
Hey, this is Nipper's beach. You find nothing without Nip herself.
Help us then, crustacean brain.
Cheeky bird, need feathers clipping.
Oh yeah? Just try it, shellhead. Okay, you. Yeah, here. These guys can be defeated either by rolling them onto their back and defeating them, or you can just defeat them in one hit with the ground pound. Doing so with that will Doing so with the ground pound will net you some 2 honeycomb pieces. Nipper is not a difficult enemy at all.
Roar, you hurt Nipper. Makes me mad.
Nipper will just increase his attack speed, which each hit, but he also follows the same amount of clips, so yeah. That's our boss for this world. Banjo-Kazooie does have bosses. It's just not as defined in Banjo as it was in Banjo-Tooie. They're still enjoyable to some extent, but yeah. And within Nipper's shell, as for where he has gone, I do not know. That's never touched upon ever again. He kind of respawns when you re-enter the world, but these guys, yeah, just ground pound them, and you will just instantly kill them. And get 2 honeycomb pieces from them. But yeah, Nipper, nowhere to be seen. I would have liked it if they made like a tiny little Easter egg like against the wall where you can't normally see, because unless you're in first person mode, you can't really see this wall here. I would have liked if they made a little Easter egg where there's just a little imprint of him on the wall there. But yeah, no, there's nothing else in the shell, which is odd considering he kind of retreated into it. But what do I know? Obviously couldn't keep his model in there considering it would have looked very funky without, you know, the whole model being there, because it's probably just his head and claws that they really only modeled. Okay, here in the pirate ship, the Salty Hippo, I believe it's called. Oh, let's go ahead and talk to Blubber. Not really much else we can do in this area aside from just talk to him. Actually, there is something, but we'll get into that later.
Ahoy there, I'm Captain Blubber, and I lost me treasure when me ship crashed.
I'll go find it then, Blubber Guts.
But I can't swim. Can you help an old sea hippo?
Sure, we'll find it for you. Despite hippos... Actually, no, hippos don't really swim. They kind of just glide along the floor of the riverbed and whatnot. So, Blubber's gold is going to be in 2 spots, each within the ship, but in 2 different access points. The first one's going to be down here. Going to be notes in each of these little spots, and also a Mumbo token, so we're going to have to go and grab that. Mumbo himself is not in this world, yet we're going to be finding a lot of his tokens elsewhere. Okay, go ahead and jump back up with a backflip, because that's the only way we can get up. Let's ignore Blubber for now and head down here to find his second piece of treasure. Should note this about Mumbo, each of his tokens required to transform you in later levels will increase by, like, double. So the next time we're going to be seeing him, we're going to need 15 tokens, which is not difficult to do because we are going to be encountering him, like, 2 levels later. Alright, with that, both the treasures collected, let's go ahead and talk to the fat guy. Really awkwardly do it, like, there we go.
Me treasure! Thank ye, me hearties. Take this reward. I'm off to spend.
We'll see him in Tooie when he gets a jet ski business. Great camera angle there. Fantastic work. Alright. Now with that, there's not really much else for us to do in this area, so let's go ahead. Actually, no, there's a Mumbo token down there, right? Right, can't double jump all in Talon Trot. Forgot about that. Grab the token, now we're back up to 5. Again, that's not going to be helpful. We need 10 more, which again are not hard to come across. Grab some feathers here. We'll get into bottles there in just a moment. After we go up here and grab our green fella, and let's talk to bottles. This is your big chance, chicken legs. It's time for you to fly. At last, it better be easy, Bog Eyes. Simple enough even for you, Bird Brain. Just stand on a flying disc and press A. There's 25 red feathers to help you into the air. See you. Yeah. Energy's a bit low. Alright, yep, simple enough. Press A and up we go. To fly higher, you'll need some red feathers. Press A to use one, but remember that Beaky can only carry 50 of them. Yeah, starting in this game, you can't really carry a lot of feathers. You require 50, so, yeah.
This be Gruntilda's booty. touch it if you dare. Oh, shit.
Now, Snacker, go away. Well, that was a mistake on my part. Trying to show off and be stupid. Alright. Let's go ahead and actually grab that Jiggy in there.
There we go.
Just barely. That golden treasure was for me. Now harder still the game will be. Despite her threats, there is no change on the difficulty. She says still be. So I'm assuming she thinks that the game is, hard as is. Which is true for most parts. I mean, it definitely does not show in the first couple levels, but actually, no, it does kind of show for the third level, but we'll get into that later. But later down the road, levels are going to be getting a lot more, dare I say, fucky. Because, second to last level. Alright, models, what else we got here? You'll reach new heights with my shock jump spring. Does Kazooie do it? My legs are tired. Don't worry, the turkey does all the work. Simply stand on a shock pad, jump disc, and press and hold A. Yep. Nice going. You've learned all the Cove's new moves. So, yep, while standing on this, simply hold A, and we jump really high. These are really only for us to get into certain spots in the air, or up higher ledges. So yeah. Alright, we've been doing kind of things out of order, and I like to do things in a certain order, so let's do some more exploring on foot. First off, let's just head over here and talk to Leaky. No good for water. Can bear block hole with pebble? Yes, we can. So let's go ahead and nope, the wrong button. Nope, that's also the wrong button. How do they do that? Here we go. Leaky patched up. Now empty water for bear. As for how he does that, I have no idea. It is not explained at all. He just does it. They need some way to get rid of the water, so they did. It is easier to grab the notes on here if there's still water, but you can also just jump down here regularly from Leaky. And now within the sandcastle, we got ourselves a little minigame. Hey, Furball. You're looking wise. Solve my puzzle and win a prize. Gee, I wonder what this puzzle could possibly be. I can't imagine. Yeah, we gotta spell out Banjo-Kazooie. Which in itself is not a difficult task if you know how to spell, being, hopefully an adult at this point, or at least a child with at least decent spelling skills. Decent enough to spell Banjo and Kazooie. I will not judge you for harder words, such as necessary or guarantee. Even to that day, I still have trouble fucking spelling out those words for some reason. Or because I'm an idiot. Alright, where's I? There it is. And E. There we go. The gate opens to reveal your prize. But first, I'll cut you down to size. Yeah, I'm sure you will. Okay, did a little bit. There we go. And grab ourselves our third Jiggy. Fourth. The fourth Jiggy for this world. Very nice. Okay, now then, where to next? I do believe we can head over, all the way over here. We could grab all the things up there, but again, it's safe. It's better for later. Now, these guys are actually very interesting enemies. If we get damaged by them, they actually allow us to not only they not only steal a piece of honeycomb, but also some feathers and eggs. As far as I'm aware, they're the only enemies in the entire game that do this, and I don't know why. Ow, son of a bitch. The only enemies in the entire game where they steal your resources, and no other enemy in the entire game does that. Which I find to be very weird. If they wanted to capitalize on that, I feel like it would have been a much more harder challenge. But then again, they only steal one of each, both eggs and feathers, but it's really never much of a concern. I think... we'll worry about it when we're flying. So we want to go ahead and on top of this spiral structure. Not spiral mountain, but You know what I mean. All the way up here is a red X. Go ahead and grab on that. Follow the clues if you're looking for gold. Now, we could fly. However, if we do fly, we're going to be missing a few more things. It's a really weird experience. Because they introduced the flying mechanic. It's like, oh, you want to fly everywhere. Fuck. And you think, oh, we should fly everywhere. That will make traversing the level a lot more easier. And yes, that is true. However, if you fly, you're going to be missing out on a lot of collectibles. Like just doing this little X marks the spot side thing here. You're going to be missing out on a lot of notes. Like practically the entirety of the notes for the entire level. And go ahead and grab our Jiggy over here. Now, before we progress further, there is something over here. I forget where it is. This one, as a kid, took me forever to find. Snacker, go away. If we go around here, I think... Yes, there it is. It's our first honeycomb piece for this level. This thing took me forever to find as a kid. Snacker, go away. Simply because I never thought to look in that one specific spot. And you can't really blame me. Because who's going to look in that one specific spot there? I mean, come on. It's the second level, and they're already sneaking these things in. Like, really hidden. Like, it's a little ridiculous there. If you're a kid, you're not going to be finding that. I didn't find that for fucking years. Like, come on. And it's not the only one, I'll tell you that. That's not the right one. That's not the right one. It's the unfortunate downside of playing on the Pro Controller for this. Because, yeah, these buttons aren't too helpful. Got the orange one, and hey, it looks like we're actually going to be collecting them in order this time. Okay. Yeah, this is what I mean when don't fly, because you're going to be missing out on a lot of stuff. For example, a Jiggy, of all things. Go ahead and grab that. Jump up here. And let's slide back down these ladders to grab ourselves some more goodies. Including, I think, 2 Mumbo tokens. Yep. And I think that's... Nope, that's not fully it. Got these. Now, we could fly, but there's also way the hell back up there, and I don't want to do that, so we'll just ignore that. Also, ladders don't really work too well. Can't even get up the last step without jumping, so that's fun. Alright, we are getting pretty close to the limit of the episode. We'll grab one more thing. And that's down here. Grab another Mumbo token. There we go. Alright, and with that, we're actually halfway into the level. We haven't completed it yet. Crazy. Next time on Banjo-Kazooie, we are going to be... fuck! Okay, this is not good. Next time on Banjo-Kazooie, we're going to be exploring more of the Cove, hopefully figuring out what to do with all those red X's, and seeing what awaits us for later. See you guys next time.